shit. Don't
He
lie.
loves
What, Lord of the Rings?
He loves Lord of the Rings.
I love Lord of the Rings.
That's such a mid franchise.
All right, bro.
So, yo, that's such a mid.
Just like Star Wars, but we're not gonna get into that. I'm gonna give you another. What? Yeah, you don't like it, right? You don't like it, right? Badass.
No,
Anyways,
I'm just saying it's statistically proven Star Wars is the most.
Is the Rizalisa.
bro, that shit is a mid.
Welcome to your favorite part of the neighborhood. This is the Cul-De-Sac. As you know, we're a group of four. We love to discuss everything pop culture. And here we got a bunch of topics to talk about today. But before I start, I want to ask the three of y'all, how's everything going so far? How was your week? I'm sure everybody's ready for, well, yesterday was Barbenheimer Eve. Today is Barbenheimer holiday. And then the whole weekend pretty much. But
And then tomorrow's the holy day.
Yes, sir. What's up with you guys? How's everybody doing today?
Long week, man. Long
Super
week.
hot
Super
outside.
long week.
Have you guys ever got those heat accessory warnings like on your phone ever? Like this is like the first time ever like I've gotten that. Like I
haven't
had
gotten it like a warning, but whenever I
really,
look at
really
the map,
hot.
it pops up.
Do you guys find it kind of stupid though? Because every iPhone before that never had that. I have a Pro Max 11 and that bitch gets as hot as the fucking sun.
I hate using my phone.
It got
when
to
it's
like
hot.
109 degrees today in my car. Like it was crazy. It's
Bro.
really hot.
If your car is at 109 and your phone heated up, where were you? This man was turning Dutch ovens himself.
I was out. I was driving in the middle of the day, but it was so hot. Dude, we're getting like Death Valley numbers over here in Miami, bro.
He's prepping himself for Oppenheimer. He just stood in the car with no AC. That's what it was. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. I mean, the first one being, let's see here. The first one being San Diego Comic-Con.
Yep.
I actually got, as you know, San Diego Comic-Con is synonymous in the world of pop culture in general. We get new trailers for movies, video games. We get meetups of all people. I don't think it's going to be as interesting because it looks like a lot of actors aren't showing up due to the strike going on right now. I actually bought a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Funko Pop. That's the only interesting I've done this whole week.
Which one?
Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider from the Midnight Suns, because you guys know that's my favorite Marvel character. But yeah, so the reason I wanted to bring this up is we actually got a couple of interesting things that we'll get into later on. But I wanted to ask you guys, what are you guys looking forward to possibly seeing at a San Diego Comic-Con this year? Because
that Spider-Man trailer was the best thing.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah.
Agree. That whole
I gotta
announcement,
see the story of what it
bundle
is.
and all that, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Has there been a lot going on in Comic-Con this year? Because a lot of...
I saw a lot of Walking Dead stuff.
Right, but that's there every year.
The only thing Comic-Con has done this last few days, well, yesterday that was very newsworthy was the only thing I saw on Twitter was a lot of action figure companies were there showing new figures for the year that they're going to come out with at SDCC. That was about it. There was a bunch of WWE action figures, AEW, Square Enix always has their action figures there, a couple Funko Pops, Hot Toys, stuff like that. Really, when it comes to news, I just think Comic-Con lately has had really bad luck. I mean, they had to deal with the pandemic, and then on top of that, to have a Comic-Con that they scheduled a year in advance, I'm sure they weren't really expecting this writer strike and everything going on to happen the way it's going on right now.
And I think one of the worst things is that they released the official trailer for the Marvels. So that's another negative thing that happened at San Diego Comic-Con.
This guy's so petty.
You're so petty with
that
these
movie's
Marvel
gonna
movies
do
coming
horrible.
Watch that movie do great.
Bro,
I think that movie's gonna do better than
Watch that movie actually do. Watch that movie actually do really good.
I've had a few different people tell me that they're not excited for the movie. Brandon's one of them, but I think it's gonna do better than what people say.
Yeah, because it requires it requires you to watch 3 different shows to actually get what's going on.
It's not gonna do well. It's not gonna do well.
You're not a diehard Marvel fan, if you're not caught up with everything, with every show, every Disney show, every movie, it's almost why would I watch it? Sometimes.
Listen, that movie is not going to move any numbers. That Blue Beetle is going to do better numbers than that movie.
Bro, I think
I actually
they
disagree.
said
I disagree.
yeah.
I don't
I
think.
100%
Nah,
disagree.
I think
You're so
both of them
tripping.
are gonna bomb.
You're tripping.
I
They
think
probably
I
are,
think
but
I
I'm
think the
saying,
Marvels is gonna do better. I
I put
think
my
it's
money.
I'm
I
not
put my
gonna.
money on Blue Beetle bombing.
I
Bro.
100% think it's gonna do better.
I
A lot of the
no,
preview numbers, for Blue Beetle is like 12 million to 17 million domestic. That's horrible.
Okay, well, okay,
Compared to
okay.
the Marvels, the last one made $1 billion. I don't know if this is not gonna make $1 billion, but I think it's gonna do at least
What do you mean the
a lot
last
better.
one made $1 billion?
The
What do you
last
mean the
one
Marvel?
the last Captain Marvel movie, it made $1 billion.
But this is the Marvels. It's multiple. If we could barely stand Captain Marvel, you think we're gonna be able to handle
You're gonna
three
be able to
annoying ass?
understand like three.
I
Three
mean,
annoying ass.
I mean, people barely understood her before, and that made $1 billion.
Yeah, but remember where Marvel
People
was.
did not like that movie last time, and it made $1 billion.
Okay, but remember at that time, at that moment in time, people were excited because it's a fresh superhero, and on top of that, Marvel was it was white hot.
I
It was
This
at
agree.
was
its
like
peak.
I'm not
yeah,
saying
it
it's
was
gonna
like,
do. I'm not saying
The
it's gonna do as
Avengers.
good.
Bombing it the
Hold
last
up, hold
year
up.
and a
I'm
half,
not saying it's
2 years.
gonna do as good. I'm saying it's gonna do better than Blue Beetle, because
I don't think so.
unfortunately, I
I know Blue
100% believe
Beetle's
so.
gonna. I 100% disagree. I think Blue Beetle's gonna bomb as well. But you're tripping if you think it's gonna do better than Blue Beetle. You're so tripping. Blue Beetle is gonna be a family movie. A bunch of kids are gonna go. It's like a bunch of Hispanic people want to watch it. The marketing has been very subpar, just like
The
the
Flash.
space warriors, whatever the fuck they're gonna be called this time. The Marvels. I don't care about them. But I'm gonna be so real. There's probably more people excited to see Blue Beetle. I don't care about trailer numbers. I don't care about whatever.
You have
This
to
isn't
at
that.
some point, like the numbers matter.
Bro, nobody's gonna.
I think you're
The
the
numbers
youngest person
matters.
that like that's probably
Nobody's
Blue
gonna
You
Beetle.
can't
go.
ignore the
Nobody,
numbers. What are you talking about?
no, that nobody's gonna
They're
go. Oh,
both gonna be ass though.
that's what I'm
They
saying.
I
both
think
Nobody's
Blue
gonna go.
Beetle is gonna
suck.
be better.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's gonna
not.
be better. I just
It's gonna
don't.
be better.
I
It's
just
gonna
don't
make
think
more
it's gonna
money.
do. I don't think it's
make.
gonna do. No, it isn't. Trust me, no, it isn't.
I
Okay,
think
fine. Let's bet $50. Let's bet $20. I'm so sure of this.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna want to see. Nobody's gonna want to see the Marvels, bro. The Midvilles. No one's gonna want to see them.
You know what? Just for that, I'm gonna buy myself a ticket, bro. Just to help the cause.
No one's gonna be like,
Help
yo,
the
let's
cause,
go.
cause-
No one's gonna go. Let's go
Jeremy,
to this.
don't you dare hit us up to go watch
Nah,
that.
nah, I'm gonna
piece
go
of shit
solo on
movie.
this one. I'm gonna go
Please.
solo on this one. I just want to
Go.
go
You can
so I
fall
can
asleep in the
put
theater
my money.
alone.
Like
Yo,
I'm not
no one's
excited
gonna-
for the Marvels, but like, it's
No one's excited
like-
for that movie. No one is excited
Look,
for that movie.
Marco's coming in with no disrespect. I'm coming in with all
I'm
the
coming in with
disrespect
no
for the
bias.
Marvels
I have no bias
because
against
that
any of
movie
these
is gonna
movies.
do bad. But I do agree. With all the hold on, Eric. Before you make a face, let me justify this. All right. I'm not saying that the Marvels is any good because, as you could tell, fuck the Marvels. I never liked them. Fucking Brie Olsen's Captain Marvel bullshit was so terrible and
chill.
fucking. It was terrible, bro. It was terrible, bro.
I have a
Where-
soft
where-
spot for.
where-
I have a
this
soft
whole-
spot for Brie
yo.
Larson. So.
She was
This
badass in
whole
Endgame. I'll give her
time-
that.
No, bro. No, bro.
She
Trust.
She felt that.
So look, oh yeah, back to what we were saying. I do think Blue Beetle is gonna bomb, and so is the Marvels. However, the White Knights at Marvel are gonna watch that movie, hoping for some decency, even though that movie's gonna be as trash as Black Panther 2, as trash as Shang-Chi, as trash as Doctor Mid, as trash as Taika's piece of shit Thor. All those movies are garbage. The only movies that were good was the Across the Spider-Verse, Guardians of the Galaxy, and then obviously the GOAT, because it featured the GOAT, No Way Home. Those are the only 3 Marvel movies since Avengers, since Endgame.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I said that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Only those 3 movies, and one of them wasn't even Marvel's production. Like they were like associated with it because it was Sony's movie. But
Which one?
Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, Across the Spider-Verse has nothing to do with Disney.
Exactly.
That's all
why-
Sony. That's all Sony.
That's what I'm saying. It was associated with Marvel because of the character.
Right. That's true.
But as far as movie wise, those are the only 3 Marvel movies, and I mean Marvel as a company, not like Disney's shit. The only last 2 good Disney movies that was like produced by Disney but with Marvel was No Way Home and Guardians. Because the other ones, garbage. All garbage. If I could throw them all away, I'll do it. Because those characters, obviously Thor and all these people, they deserve a lot better. We're in Phase 4 and it's trash, bro.
All right. With that being said, so Comic-Con, so Spider-Man 2, they shown the story trailer. We went off topic big time. But
You,
100%.
they showed the story trailer, which for some reason they decided to show it to the public, and then an hour later, I the first time I saw the trailer was through like a phone, through somebody recording their phone.
yeah, like in person. Yeah.
Because I thought it's been an hour since they reviewed it to the not the public, the people who went.
The trailer, yeah.
Yeah, and it didn't go online, so I was kind of like, why aren't they showing it to the public? That makes no sense. So I'm like, all right, whatever, bro. This is a really.
And then like an hour later, it ended up doing.
Yeah, so I saw it for the first time through somebody's phone, and then I was kind of like, I don't know about this. And then I saw it again, the 4K version. I'm like, okay, no, this is pretty good. It's just I thought the way it was edited was a bit weird. But overall, it was a great trailer. I felt like it showed like a lot of what the graphics are now. Like, cause I remember people were shitting on the graphics in the first one, which I never really got. The graphics are great.
The graphics look
I
great.
saw a comparison photos of like.
Right.
I get what you were saying, Marco.
Right, but then they showed this trailer, and you can tell this is a PS5 game for sure. The facial animations are next gen, 1,000%. The lighting is fantastic. You can see like a lot of like at the end shot when you see Venom, you see like the actual the spit come out of his mouth and everything. It's crazy. There's a lot to really discuss. We saw like as you can see Spider-Man there. This is actually doing great numbers also on YouTube. It's like it's already like at 4 million, and it hasn't even been. It's already been a day, but it's already like at 4 million.
From Marvel Entertainment, it has 649,000 views. PlayStation has 4.4.
Yeah, so
and there was one more that I saw. I think it was like from Comic-Con or something, or IGN. IGN has 375.
So yeah, plus on all the views on Twitter. This trailer, it almost felt like a movie. Like it was really good. It felt a lot more darker this time. We got to see like a lot of what's really going on. We get to see Mary Jane. We get to see Harry. Which, by the way, in terms of how they look, because I know you guys have a problem with the way Peter looks. I don't have a problem with his face. I more so have a problem with his hair. I don't like his hair.
I looked at it the second time, Marco, and like his face is not bad.
His face isn't bad. His face, the graphics,
like it looks like the last gen. Like they got lazy and they just.
It's not that. It's just people were complaining about the likeliness of the actual face, that it doesn't look like a Peter you would see in the comic book.
I just think it's the hair. If you fix the hair, it's great. Like it looks good now.
What do you guys think about Mary Jane's?
I mean,
upgrade. I think it's an upgrade.
It's the same actor. You know, like you guys know that, right?
Yeah,
it's not a different actor. It's crazy. They just worked up on the character. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we know. We played the game.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Personally, I agree with Marco on this, because somebody edited the new actor for for Insomniac Spider-Man, like his face. Somebody edited him with like longer hair, and like it looked cool. Like he looked decent. It didn't look like, because this one, like I see him and I feel like he's like the type that like he just doesn't give me Spider-Man vibes. He gives me very like, oh, if I swing too hard, my fucking nail's gonna break. Like very like soft. But I do agree with Marco. I think it has to do with his hair. It's not very Peter Parker, yeah.
And I wanted to see like a stubble, like at least a little stubble around his like hair around there. But he just looks too clean. That's the problem. I thought Miles looks pretty good. Some people clowning.
Except for that hair. Except for that.
I like how Craven looks too. Craven looks really cool, especially with his bear cap too, and the scene where he was like fighting with Peter inside that building. Really cool too.
Well, let's talk about the thing that matters the most, boys, which is the story and for this game.
We got to see Harry finally.
About time.
Yeah.
We got to see Harry. We got a glimpse of Norman in there. We got to see the symbiote itself. We got to see a few things in that trailer.
I have a feeling that we're definitely gonna have Norman have a bigger impact in this game. Mm-hmm. I feel like maybe something probably happens to the point where maybe next game we end with the Green Goblin. We start with the Green Goblin.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah, kind of like
I feel
how.
like
Uh huh.
I have a feeling in this game for whatever reason I don't know why I have a feeling Harry's gonna die. It's
I
gonna
was
be
I
probably like
was gonna.
how it is with Amazing Spider-Man 2, where it was Harry as the Green Goblin. I
I
feel
don't think
like
so.
Yeah.
it's either gonna go two ways. It's gonna go with Harry dying because he was sick. That was the whole thing that he was sick, and that's what you see in the trailer. He came back. Either that they go that route, or they go the route where Harry somehow, some way, Norman gets in between. Because obviously Norman has a very big impact in that thing. Maybe they do the Amazing Spider-Man 2 route, where Norman dies and then Harry takes up the Green Goblin mantle.
Yeah.
Which, hoping if they do that route, let's try. Hopefully, Insomniac goes learns from the mistakes of Sony back then and doesn't screw themselves over with such an amazing
I mean,
masterpiece that they
Uh,
have.
it looks like
And
this
then
game.
wait, hold on, one more. This is the last sentence, and that's it. Um, and then he becomes the Green Goblin for the next movie, for the next game, and that's the villain. So we'll have to see October 20th for that one. I don't know what you guys think, Eric.
I think Harry's gonna die, and then the next game's just gonna end
No,
up with Green Goblin.
not at all.
Norman.
I don't think Harry dies. I think a couple things happen. I mean, from the trailer, I think the one thing we could all say is that this is gonna be it's gonna be chaos in New York.
It's a more darker, yeah.
It's definitely gonna be chaos in New York,
And a
and
lot more ground for the players as well, because they're gonna
yeah,
expand the story mode, and they're gonna expand to Brooklyn and stuff like that. So that's gonna be
no,
crazy.
yeah, for sure. But I definitely think that one thing we're gonna be dealing with a lot more in this game is probably having to protect the city, especially with you
The
saw in that
symbiote and
trailer.
all that shit.
Yeah, we saw in the trailer, which is something that I don't really recall us as fans ever really seen in the animated shows or even the movie, which is Venom was very publicized in this. Like he was very out there. Like there was cops on him, there was lights on him. He was in the middle of a busy street. So I feel like this is gonna be a big thing that affects the city. And I feel like something happens where maybe we start criticizing Spider-Man because we didn't see that much of like that Jonah Jameson Daily Bugle type of thing where there was actually a lot of people that are on Jonah Jameson's side, like there are in the comics, and we didn't get that in the last game. And I feel like maybe things. I think a lot of things happen in this game. I think they could go a lot of
Pictures of
routes.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, there's a lot of routes they could go with this game. I feel like maybe Norman's gonna have a bigger impact. Maybe something happens to Harry. Maybe we get the Red Goblin, which is
That's
something
what I
that.
was thinking too. What if some way somehow the it that's what I was like. That was another theory of mine. So we're gonna have to see when it comes out. What if like the symbiote goes on to Norman while he's the Green Goblin in this? Because that'd be
Yeah,
wild.
So that's
I'm
what
sure.
forms the Red Goblin. This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Oh,
I'm
the Red
sorry.
Goblin is Carnage with the Green Goblin.
Oh, Carnage with the green. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
well,
got
who
you.
knows? I mean, Insomniac has been great as making their own video game verse,
Pretty cool.
and I'm definitely interested in what they do. I just feel like this game is gonna be, it's gonna reach a different tone.
Hmm.
It's supposed to set a different tone. This feels a lot more like maybe we're growing up with Miles as well as Peter. You know what I mean? There's a lot more serious stuff we're gonna be dealing with. Uh, I I still don't know what happens to Craven. I saw a lot of people on Twitter talking about this. They were saying that where did people start to have the speculation of who Venom is? It was always meant to be Harry, but who knows? Maybe it goes on. Maybe it went on Harry and then it goes to Craven, or whatever. Because the size of Venom,
Wow.
the size of Venom is insane in
Yeah,
this game. They really try to put emphasis on letting you remember how big he is. And
yeah.
I think for me is Craven's already a big guy, so it would make sense why the suit looks so much bigger. But to put it on Harry, who's a fucking wink, and then they put it on and then he's just supposed to be that big. I don't know. I just find it weird.
As as for me, well, for me, I think Venom, because I'm a traditionalist. Venom, in my opinion, should always be Eddie Brock. I hate when they give it to Harry. I hate when they give it to Scorpion. I hate when they give it to Craven. I don't like that. That being said, I am open.
What about Flash Thompson?
That's different because that's Agent Venom.
Yeah.
That's a completely different thing. I don't mind that. The thing is that I prefer Venom. To me, is always Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock.
Yeah, you want him to be with like a certain character.
Of course, bro.
That's how it should have been, like in the movie.
We get to see that clip from that 2000 Spider-Man game, the one for the PS1.
Yeah. I love that.
It's funny. Search the web. Search the web.
Here it is, the records room.
Surf the web. Surf the web.
Shut up, Brock. We don't have time.
Yeah, but as for me, there's a lot of things that stood out to me. First of all, we got to see Yuri the cop, who in the last game she turned to a vigilante, and we get to see a shot of her in the fire. So I feel like she's gonna play a massive role. We also get to see.
Yeah.
Also, this game takes place, I want to say, like 10 months. I don't know if it's after the events of Miles Morales or the first game. I want to say Miles Morales, right? I want to say Miles Morales. We get to see Peter, who's now obviously older, but he's apparently now a teacher, which thank God. I love when he's a teacher. I think that's one of the best jobs I think that's a perfect job for him because it's very grounded. It's very grounded, but it's also like it leans into his maturity. So I love that. We get to see Mary Jane. They finally let her hair go down. She's no longer has a ponytail. We get to see Kraven, who from the first trailer he's on the hunt for Spider-Man, but it looks like he's also on the hunt for everybody else. He's on the hunt for Black Cat. He's probably gonna be on the hunt for Venom,
and Lizard.
We also get to see Lizard in this trailer. He looks better. He's looking a lot better. I like the fact that in the brief instance you get to see his roars affecting Peter. In terms of the symbiote, like as soon as he roars, you can see the vibrations affect the suit, and you see Peter's like struggling. It's a very quick shot, but it's there. What's another thing? We get to see Norman. And by the way, Harry is 100% Venom. If the quote at the beginning with "We're gonna heal the world," and at the very end, it's gonna be Harry. It's not
really. I don't think so.
Oh, I mean, I think it is, but Eric, I think it could be a red herring.
The reason why I don't think it's Harry is just because of the fact that I don't see how it goes from Harry to Peter to then back to Harry. I don't think it works that way. I just can't see it working that way because, like we said, the symbiote has its own personality as well.
Right.
It does, but remember, it also creates power at the same time too.
Yeah, but it's gonna have a preference on who it chooses. I'm sure it's not gonna want to go from someone like Peter who has powers and abilities and then be like, yeah, let's go to the handicapped kid. You know what I mean?
I think the only way it goes back to Harry, the only way it would go back to Harry is if Harry somehow needs it. All right, so let's say that the symbiote does heal him, and then he's good for a while, but then over time his body starts to break down, so he's gonna need it. And Peter's eventually gonna reject the symbiote because he's gonna have to.
You think they're gonna go the Spider-Man 3 route, kind of like how Eddie Brock?
Not at all.
I don't think you're gonna see Eddie Brock in this game, unfortunately.
No. I don't mean Eddie Brock. Like, you don't think like Harry's gonna go the Eddie Brock route where he's kind of oh, I am Venom.
No, they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna want to do that because they know that they have their own. They're making their own universe, and I don't think they're gonna want to. They're not gonna try to use formulas from the past to make this game work. I think
there's a good chance he's gonna die.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's gonna die. I just wish they would have incorporated.
I don't think it's 100%. I think there's a good chance.
The movie and then this game and just add Eddie Brock, fuck it.
I think knowing Insomniac, I think they want that dramatic angle. So maybe I'm not gonna give it 100%. I'm not even gonna go 75.
Harry and they should just stay as friends in this whole game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm saying in the aspect of for him to stay good and just add Eddie Brock into in the game. Like, it's just.
Eddie Brock is not going to be a part of this. There's no point in bringing Venom and Eddie Brock. It's not happening. We don't know what they're doing. They're purposely doing this, so it's unpredictable. Like I said, I don't see how the handicapped kid is able to hold on to the symbiote and the symbiote not want more. I think that's why it goes to Peter. I think Peter is going to struggle with Kraven, and something's going to happen in a tussle between Peter and Kraven and Lizard. And then the symbiote is going to go to the second strongest person there. Yeah. And that's going to be Kraven. And that's my theory. Is there a possibility Harry dies? Yeah. I also feel like at the same time, the one thing I wish this game would do is just show us a little bit about Peter's parents. Um, I always felt like they had a huge impact in the comic books if you look at it, and I would love to see how the past of Peter comes back to haunt him. That's just a personal preference. I know it's a little off topic, but like I said, besides that, I don't know. This game is going to be a shit show pretty much in the sense of New York is going to be a complete shit show, and Peter and Miles have to control it. I feel like we're also hyper focused on Peter, and I definitely think something's going to happen to Miles as well. I don't know what happens to Miles, but something's definitely going to happen to him.
100%.
I know what's gonna happen to Miles.
What's your
Miles
gut
gonna
feeling,
find
good or
ice.
bad though, Eric?
I
I
know
think it's
exactly
bad.
what's gonna happen
Bad.
to Miles.
I think Miles died.
In the
I think
trailer,
Miles.
well, I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna die,
I
but
don't think he dies.
because in the trailer, like for a quick instance, you see Peter and Miles' mom talk, and you see Peter kind of look down, and he kind of like his body language suggests that like he looks almost ashamed, like he doesn't want to confront her or face her. So that kind of implies that there's something that happened between him and Miles. So definitely something's gonna happen. I think all of us can agree there's gonna be a boss fight between the two. Either we play as Miles fighting him, or we play as Peter fighting Miles. Either way, it's like one that's gonna happen.
Yo, just know I'm gonna be looking for any of those New York videos, music videos. I'm gonna be a part of that Spider-Man if they ever have that shit in that game.
Right. But yeah,
I'll be twerking in there like Ice Spice.
I think with that being said, one thing that I also wanted us to talk about was the fact that PlayStation, or specifically Sony and Microsoft, kind of did something that we didn't expect. They actually found a way to negotiate Call of Duty, which I think actually makes more sense. So it looks like with
We're gonna have
Microsoft,
10 extra years for Call
10
of
years
Duty.
of COD, which if you think about it, a game comes out every 2 years, 2.5 years.
The game comes out every year almost. Bro, I'm
Which-
literally I want to buy an Xbox just to jump on the Blackout 2 chat, just to hear the shitty mic quality again, and just play Hijacked one more time.
You know, it's hilarious because Activision took forever to fix the servers, and now Microsoft did it in like 2 minutes, bro.
Yeah,
But I think this is a smart approach by Microsoft boys. I think Microsoft is doing this because they realize they can make more money.
Obviously, yeah. They'll be
just putting it on the Xbox.
I agree that it's smart because imagine they'll be losing so much money from just PlayStation sales if they got rid of it.
They're gonna lose a majority of their money.
I mean, majority because Sony dominates that. They've been dominating the market.
I mean, yeah.
PS4,
they wasted $70 billion on Call of Duty. I mean, it's gonna be for them if they just made that a console exclusive. That'd be a huge fuck up on their part. They'd be in the fucking hole by doing that. What do you think about this, Marco?
It's the smartest thing they've ever done. All right, so had they gone with the deal and it would have been exclusive to Microsoft, they would have lost billions because, as we said before, a bunch of a lot of the market share is going to PlayStation, and yeah, you're gonna probably make some sales through Xbox if you do that, but at the same time, they're gonna want to put it on. I think their strategy is, all right, if PlayStation wants it, it can get it, but unlike in the Xbox ecosystem where you can go to Game Pass and just pay like $15 a month and just play it like that, PlayStation users are gonna have to now pay $70 every time a Call of Duty game comes out. And so the Xbox players, they have the I want to say luxury,
the Game Pass
right?
option.
They're gonna have the option to. Well, no, it's not an option. I don't think they're gonna give. I think they're just gonna be like, listen, we're not gonna have you guys pay $70. We're just Xbox players. We're gonna have you guys just if you're subscribed to Game Pass, you basically get it for free. PlayStation users are gonna pay the.
Is that included? Is that included in your membership, or you have to pay the members like the membership?
What do you mean your membership?
Like like the Plus, but for what's it called? Live?
Xbox
Live?
No.
Xbox Game Pass. Yeah.
So at the Game Pass allows you to play online and all that stuff like
yes, it's basically like a Netflix of gaming.
Yeah.
Like so you pay for a subscription, you have a library of games, and then what they do is, and the reason why they're buying a whole bunch of studios and publishers is so they can have the IPs.
But is that separate? That's separate from the membership. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, do you have to pay?
It's one thing.
Yeah.
It was Xbox. It was Xbox's strategy to even try to be in some sort of battle with PlayStation, and it just wasn't enough to still have people want to switch over to the other side. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Like, I don't know. I don't know what this does for Xbox in the long run. I don't know how they can make their $70 billion back. It's gonna take a while. The other thing too is Sony. Sony's already been trying to acquire studios. They've been doing this for a long time. I feel like this is gonna have more repercussions in the sense of this is gonna further cement the console wars because they haven't really been going on for the last decade. And I think this is going to cause PlayStation to get petty and be like, okay, you guys want to play this game? I can play it too. Watch what I do. And I just think they're going to try to acquire, whether it's more studios, they're going to try to do something to make sure that Xbox just looks like a bigger asshole in all of this, for sure.
Yeah, bro.
We've seen it already. PlayStation is not hesitant to throw around money either. But I'm also gonna be honest. I know there's a lot of Call of Duty players, but we gotta stop acting like Call of Duty for the last few years has been like what it once was.
Yeah, I say definitely like that time period since Black Ops. I want to say Black Ops 3. It was okay. Like it wasn't super good, but it was.
You want to know when the shit show started? Call of Duty
Advanced
Ghost.
Warfare. No, Ghost was.
I did not
okay.
like Ghost.
I liked it. I didn't.
Ghost was a flop, dude. I think after from Ghost and then on, it's just like they're just recycling shit every year. So like, there's no originality anymore. Like, there's not originality.
I might agree. I might agree a little with Jeremy because I remember when Ghost came out, I was not interested at all.
Nobody was. Because remember, it wasn't zombies. It was aliens that they had. So I agree with the. I mean, like story wise,
I just wasn't interested. Like something.
I
never played it.
Kind of fun though. The aliens thing was.
I beat that game in one day, bro. Like the story.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's a reason why
I didn't hate it. I thought it was whatever.
I think there's a reason why Activision sold their company. Like, let's be real here, boys. That was the most money they were ever gonna see. Call of Duty servers have been so disappointing. They don't do anything. Everything's been lackluster. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was great, but I just don't feel like Call of Duty has that same impact in the gaming world that it once did.
I mean, you slowly start to see it because before, like, Activision had a whole bunch of variety in terms of the games. Now, if you like, I remember Raven Studios was a developer making a whole bunch of games. Now they turned it into a Call of Duty support studio. The same thing with Beanox. Beanox was making the Activision Spider-Man games, but those games weren't making as much money, so they decided to sell the rights off to Spider-Man to Sony. No, I'm sorry, to Disney. And then they decided to turn Beanox into a support group. And it just kept, and you saw that like it slowly Activision was just becoming a Call of Duty machine. And as you saw, like at you can't just rely on one franchise because eventually it's gonna teeter out, and that's what happened. So that's why they're selling them off to Xbox of all people.
But look, that's the thing though. Call of Duty has been making the same game for the last few years, and what ends up happening is the reason why it's still selling is because it's on PlayStation, right? But say after these 10 years are over and Microsoft still follows the Activision formula, it's going to be a shit show. It's just going to skyrocket. It's going to plummet. It's going to plummet. Right. That's what I'm trying to say, because Call of Duty is not this type of thing where you can say, damn, if it goes to Xbox, I'm going to buy an Xbox. I feel like it once had that type of impact during the early 2010s. But if Microsoft just follows that same formula that Activision had, people are going to be like, forget that. I'm going to just go and play Apex. Or forget that. I'm going to just wait for... Because let's be honest, I'm sure PlayStation is going to make a first-person shooter franchise similar to COD.
They already have... Yeah. It's a Battle Royale game. It's for the PlayStation. I forget what it's called.
But they're going to come out with a franchise. They're going to come out with a franchise.
Yeah.
The computer. They're gonna, because I'm sure that, bro, listen, those Japanese people at Sony, they don't mess around. You think they want to negotiate with Americans? You know what I mean? They don't want to negotiate with us, especially over something that they make more money on than us. You know what I mean? So that's my point of view on it. I feel as if there's going to be a lot more repercussions to this than maybe Microsoft realizes. after this 10-year deal is over, I think this gives Sony 10 years to game plan and see what else they could come out with to rival Microsoft on anything that they come out with, because I just don't think PlayStation is going to be so happy about having to negotiate over console game that was pretty much taken away from them.
Right, I agree.
But yeah, on to some news in the world of TV, or I guess you could say anime. Jeremy, you were talking to us about the fact that the director of Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo, two very beloved franchises, is gonna come out with a new anime, and it's been, oh my God, you could pretty much say almost 20 years since he's come out with something.
I'm very excited for this, Eric. I was just talking to you about it before we started recording. Lazarus,
Yeah,
crazy. I was reading the synopsis. So pretty much, it's set in the future. It's about a Nobel Prize award-winning neuroscientist. His name is Dr. Skinner. He developed pretty much a cure-all drug called Hapuna. So pretty much, he gives everybody the Hapuna, becomes widely available, and then he just disappears out of nowhere. Time skip 3 years later. I'm assuming it's gonna be 2052 to 2055. I don't know how that's gonna work, but he comes back.
Like a cyberpunk type of anime.
It's kind of like, yeah,
Blade Runner vibes.
Yeah,
like a Blade Runner type, but like with like a lo-fi type of vibe. Like I feel like from Cowboy Bebop is like, especially with the music and all that, it's gonna be.
Well, how do you know it's lo-fi? How do you know it's lo-fi? Did they say something?
I think it's gonna have like that vibe.
I think it's just him like theorizing it.
Cause it kind of like, cause how you also said, Eric, I'm gonna get my point now to that, but let me continue with this. So whatever, everybody gets the drug, it gets introduced, he disappears. 3 years later, the world, it's a cure-all drug, like it's a miracle drug. It has no apparent, from what he said when it came out. Like I'm just reading a bit. I'm reading from the synopsis, but I'm trying to say like in my own words. He said it had no drawbacks. He disappears. Whatever. 3 years later, the world moves on. The doctor returns, but with this sorts, like with evil, like with some sort of like evil and not evil entity, but like just he had a change of heart. Right? But he's been planning this for 3 years.
Just read the synopsis, bro.
I don't want to read the synopsis word for word.
Literally, just read the synopsis.
Whatever. He announced that the drug has a short light half. So, for everybody that's taking it literally says Hapuna has a short half life. That's what I'm reading.
There we go. Yeah, that's what it is.
So everybody who had taken the drug dies exactly 3 years later. So this was all planned from the beginning. Probably he said it had no drawbacks, but obviously when we watch the anime, we're gonna get the whole story and it's gonna unfold. So the death is coming to the whole world pretty much. So as a response to that, there's a special task force of 5 agents gathered from across the world to save humanity from Dr. Skinner's plan. That's the name of the doctor. But the group is called Lazarus. It's a group of 5. They're pretty much, their goal is that they're gonna try to find the doctor and develop a vaccine before the time runs out, before the whole world dies. So I think, just from that synopsis, I think this is gonna be like a really cool, really dope anime. It's a little bit different. It's something that I haven't seen. It's kind of like, I want to say like Blade Runner and like Steins Gate type of hybrid.
I mean, this could be. I definitely feel like
cool.
The director Watanabe, like we said, in charge of Cowboy Bebop, in charge of Samurai Champloo. I know some of us have watched either or. Music has a big impact in his animes. Cowboy Bebop was really deep into the jazz roots, and Samurai Champloo, as we boys know, it really changed the way we listen to lo-fi. It kind of introduced it to us, and this kind of gives me like neo-noir vibes, kind of like we said, cyberpunk, Blade Runner, maybe even like a Psycho-Pass. I feel like this kind of looks like it got inspiration from the pandemic and the vaccine situation, and how people were very
dying and shit,
very combative and not too happy about the fact of having to get a vaccine and stuff like that. Maybe there's some inspiration behind that. It's biological terrorism from the doctor. What's the doctor's name? Jeremy?
Skinner. Dr. Skinner.
Dr. Skinner, yeah. So it looks like he's a biological terrorist. As we know, Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo was really, really successful and giving us iconic characters and characters like Mugen, Spike. So I'm pretty excited to see what he gives us now. It's kind of refreshing. We haven't had anything from him in a while. So I'm actually really excited to see what we do get, especially with how anime has grown in terms of its quality and you know its animation. So for
I'm excited
me,
for the animation.
yeah, I mean his animation has always been ahead of its time.
Yeah.
What studios? What studios making it? I think I think I was reading something on Mappa.
Um,
Oh, produced by Sola Entertainment and animated by Studio Mappa. I was correct.
The premise alone is what gets me excited because it can, like, if they really wanted to, they can delve deep into, like, who should we trust? Should we trust the government? Why should we trust the government? uh Eric, as you said, I do agree with, like, what it feels like, very neo-noir. Just by the premise alone, I do think that this could be an all-timer. This whole thing about this doctor that wants to create a vaccine, but then just kind of, like, turns it on its head, and now you have, like, a time limit. Now the series
Not
has
even
a time
create a
limit.
vaccine. Like it's
It-
just like
Well, I mean,
he makes
it's like a cure, but, like, it's something that will help people supposedly. But and it gives it, like, a time limit because now you have 3 years. So now the suspense, like, already, like,
oh, it's not even that. Like he disappears. And
Right,
then
but
3
I'm
years
saying-
later he comes back and he announces it. Like, oh, everybody, whoever took these pills in 3 years you're gonna die. So like, after
right,
3
no,
years,
but, like, I'm saying,
whatever he
yeah.
That's what Mark was saying, bro.
Yeah, I'm saying that, like it
Yeah.
adds this sense of suspense and this sense of urgency, right alone by the very premise. So imagine what the anime is gonna be. Also, if Mappa's gonna do it, it's gonna look incredible.
Yo, those poor Mappa employees, bro.
Yeah, they're never gonna see their families.
They're
work
probably
that-
I think they're probably excited about this. To work with Watanabe he's a legend in this.
No, I know that.
I just
They're
hope they're
definitely
excited to see their. I just hope they're excited to not see their families for the next 5 years. But that's another thing.
So, from what I heard about Mappa is they're hiring more animators and they're
That's
actually
right.
hiring animators that work on Chinese anime, bringing them to Japan, and they're trying to make the studio a little bit bigger so people are able to work on more projects.
I will say this is my probably getting, like, the premise alone is already getting me excited. It's up there with Blue Lock for me.
One thing that we need to remember when it comes to Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo, especially if you consider new anime or current gen is very linear. It continues to move forward, and we get continuations on these episodes and these arcs. But Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo is episodic, so every episode is not going to have any type of mention of the last episode at all. So
You think this one is?
If Samurai Champloo and Cowboy Bebop were episodic, I definitely think this is going to be an episodic show as well. For people that don't know what episodic is, it's kind of like when you were a kid and you watch Ed, Edd and Eddy. One thing happened in one episode, and then the next episode
It was just different. Kind of like South Park.
But
yeah, like it.
at the end of the day, there's like still a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, and we got that in both of them. So I'm definitely interested if he's gonna still keep that formula, especially now because, man, like because of social media and the presence that it has, I feel like for people nowadays, it's a little bit harder to maybe focus on a show that follows that format. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm excited for this. I feel like this is kind of refreshing, and I don't know. I like the idea. I feel like this is definitely a thriller in some way, kind of like a crime thriller. So we'll see how this goes.
Sure.
Like futuristic crime thriller. Like
Nothing's been better. They're so good at building that atmosphere. He's so good at building that atmosphere in all his animes, even though he only has 24 episodes to do it, 26. So it's the dopest thing. It's the dopest thing. He has a talent, a serious talent. But yeah, besides that, I wanted to discuss topic of the day because topic of the day we're here talking about, Spider-Man and how its qualities are similar to that of cinema, and then we're out here talking about this anime, which is going to be the next big thing. But we didn't really talk too much about movies. And with Comic-Con going on, we thought the theme would be a pretty good idea for today's topic be, which is the most overrated movie of all time. Now, this is definitely gonna get ugly between us. I could tell already. This is gonna be chaotic right now. So with that
Yep.
being said, I think Camel should go last because the best is for last on this topic. I want to start off with
The boys already know which one it is. I already told them
yeah,
which one for
yeah.
me.
I actually
So
want to start off.
I'm gonna get a few people mad on this, but
I want to start off
I
with
Are you?
Jeremy.
Are you,
yeah.
Jeremy?
Nah, you can start with Marco because I'm in a tie between two right now. And I'm thinking which was more ass, bro.
For me, I think the most overrated movie I've seen. Honestly, it's Titanic.
Yo, my
It's a movie that I get why it did so well, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, this is just, I don't know. I don't see what's so. It won Best Picture, right? I'm pretty sure it like got nominated, or at least
It's one.
I
It's
think
one
it.
definitely.
On that picture.
I mean, all of James Cameron's movies are overrated. Let's be so real, bro. All his movies are overrated, bro.
I mean, I don't know about I don't know about Terminator, but I do think Titanic is definitely his most overrated one.
It won categories and best pictures.
So it won Best Picture. All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I never got the appeal for it. I thought it was fine, but people were talking as if it was one of the greatest movies ever made.
It's won a lot.
It was won a lot of
Yo,
awards.
holy
I just
shit,
I
bro.
just
Yo.
I never
Look at this.
understood the hype for it. I never understood why. Like I obviously it was based on a tragedy. But it's like I didn't like the romance in it. I don't care for Jack. I don't care for what's her, I forgot her
think-
name. Her,
Kate Winslet.
Rose.
Rose. Yeah, I was like,
I think we could all agree though. There was definitely room for fucking Jack on that door.
Bro, she could have been in the water for 15 minutes and then he could have gone.
They could have switched. They could have
Yeah,
switched.
like, I call Cap.
That bitch was selfish.
she was dumb
I'm not-
selfish.
I'm gonna be so real. She lied about that story and she drowned him. She lied about that story. That story's cap.
It's just
that bitch said,
Story is
"I want the
cap.
fucking rose. I want
That story
the
is
fucking jewel."
like I don't remember how long ago it was, but they did like
Came out in '97, I believe.
yeah, but I think last year they did like a re-release for it, and people are like, oh my god, I'm crying. It's like, what are you crying for? Like, I don't understand. It's such a like, it's too long. The pacing's so slow. I got bored like 45 minutes in. Technically it's fantastic. Like in terms of what they did, in terms of the CGI and practical effects, I'll give it props for it. But that's about it. I don't care about the romance. I don't care. I'm glad it gave Leonardo DiCaprio like
The boost that he got,
like a massive boost. But
sure.
I thought the villain was so cliche. It's like of course you're jealous of this fucking girl. I just the whole thing is just it felt so mopey to me. It felt so cliche and I don't know. It just for me it just felt way too melodramatic. I didn't care for it. It was like a boring movie to me. Yeah,
It was excessively long.
it was it was extremely long. I'm like, it does not need to be this long. I didn't even cry once. A lot of people did, but I didn't even cry once.
Marco laughed.
Yeah, I laughed. Fuck Rose. Nah, I'm just fucking. But no, yeah. I don't care. I don't care for that movie. It won Best Picture. Great. I can fucking win Best Picture.
Bro, no way.
Yeah, I might have to hit you with another.
In '98, Titanic tied an Academy Awards by winning 11 Oscars,
It
including
won a
Best
lot.
Picture. It won
Yeah.
a shit ton of fucking
It's
Oscars.
fucked
But you know who won more?
No.
Return of the King. One of the best movies. Now that's an incredible movie. Return of the King. I think it got nominated for 12.
Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Jeremy, what are you talking about?
I love the Lord of the Rings.
He's saying that Return of the King has.
Jeremy. I'm talking about Jeremy.
Oh, what did I do?
No, because you're not in your head, bro. You don't remember that shit. Don't.
He
lie.
loves
Lord of the Rings?
He loves Lord of the Rings.
I love Lord of the Rings.
That's such a mid franchise.
All right, bro.
So, yo, that's
Just
such a mid.
Just like Star Wars, but we're not gonna get into that. I'm gonna give you another what? Yeah, you don't like it, right? You don't like it, right? fat ass.
No,
Anyways,
I'm just saying it's statistically proven Star Wars is the most.
Is the Rizalisa.
bro, that shit is a mid-ass franchise, bro. Who the fuck cares about black and white stormtroopers, bro? Who cares about Darth Vader? I don't care about none of that. It's just boring.
Jeremy,
It's
you
just
don't know.
boring.
Jeremy, you've never watched this.
Bro, they're fighting with glow sticks, bro.
Nah, bro. Yo, look, I
All right, and you got elves fighting for jewelry.
And what? And what?
I'll gladly watch it. I don't give a fuck. I love Lord of the Rings.
That's just ass.
I love
bro.
both of them. I like them.
Lord of the
both.
Rings is fire.
Bro, Lord of the Rings is after barefoot.
Now
they
the
have
Hobbit.
raggedy ass clothes.
I like both.
They're barefoot.
So, Jeremy, what's your most overrated franchise?
Yeah, Jeremy,
I
what's
think
your-
Marcos's
No,
pick was amazing. By
I have
the
a
way.
feeling this is gonna be like an all James Cameron pick for all of us.
You're fat.
I'm gonna go
Oh.
with Avatar.
Yo, yes, that shit
Dude,
is
that
so
shit-
ass. That shit is
The
ass.
visual effects are stunned. They're great.
The story.
I think it's great. The story is just, dude. It's like the story of Pocahontas, bro. Like literally, like it's literally a straight copy. Like white man goes to this world. He meets this fucking girl, and he's like pretty much like destroying like a world, somebody's world that's like you're breaking into somebody's world pretty much.
I know we've seen.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like
Yeah, we've seen Pocahontas.
it's like it's just
It's
nothing
not that.
crazy, and
No.
like it's just boring. I didn't get it.
Listen.
When I first saw it, I liked it.
I watched
I thought it was
Avatar.
a great movie just because of like the visual effects, the world building was really great, but like it's just the story, bro.
I watched
I think
Avatar
so.
10 times more than I'll fucking watch Titanic.
Yeah,
I'll give you
but
that, but that movie, like, it's just it got
It's
so much
very-
hype around it, bro. Like,
I think the story was nothing crazier than the story to me was the equivalent of as good of a story as Pacific Rim.
I thought
Pacific
that
Rim,
romance, the romance that they had was like very forced too. Like,
it
it didn't
I just,
feel right. It's just
the story quality. What I mean by the Pacific Rim thing is just like it was something that was great, but I felt like whereas Pacific Rim flew under the radar, Avatar got this like hype for like having such a great story. When I feel like we've seen, I don't know. I hate that movie so much. I'll never ever watch that shit. The shit is too packed.
And then the second one, like, dude, I fell asleep watching this like movie, bro.
Well, you fall asleep in every movie, so you're
Yeah, bro. I
You're
agree.
paying like
80%. Yeah, I feel like we bring this up every week, bro. Okay, we get it. We get it.
All
Bro.
right. What's the second movie, Jeremy?
It's hard. No, I'm not gonna put the second movie. I had decided over that one, but
Well, I want to go. I want to go.
I thought that was your choice, but
All right, go ahead.
No,
go
it
ahead.
wasn't.
Go ahead.
But I think Avatar is a piece of shit. I think James Cameron is overrated. What I
Except for
want to
Terminator.
say, yeah, but
Terminator's
he only did like the first three. The rest were not even him. It was
Those are the only ones that matter.
Yeah, the only ones that
No.
matter are the first two. I don't give a fuck about the
I'm
rest.
God. Thank you,
Gen-
Marco. I agree with you.
what Genesis was good.
Suck my
was
cock.
good.
Genesis was ass. That shit was dog cheese. It was horrible.
that shit was
I'm not
horse
gonna-
radish cheese, bro.
I'm not gonna listen to someone that likes elves running around looking for jewelry, bro.
I'd rather watch Elves for 8 hours straight than watch Terminator Genesis.
But I think for me though, I think it's actually something that I don't understand. So it's more of a franchise. I don't know why people like the Mission Impossible movies.
No, bro.
You're
you
fat.
just do not.
You're
Yeah.
fat as
You
fuck.
just don't like Tom Cruise.
Yo, stop! Don't tell me those movies are good. It's the same movie every movie, bro. Same movie every movie. It's ridiculous, dude. It's always a bigger stunt than the last one. It's becoming Fast and the Furious. It's Fast
Nah,
and the Furious.
stop. Because
Yeah.
with Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise actually does that. Fast and the Furious, come on, like, yo, Fast and the Furious is so, like, insanely, like, goofy, but, like, in the best way, because I laugh at it. I laugh at how stupid it is.
Yo,
With
Marco,
Mission
your
Impossible-
biasness is going like crazy.
What?
Your biasness is crazy, bro.
Vin Diesel literally had a fucking car swing like fucking Spider-Man. I don't want to hear it. you
Bro,
actually
he
see Tom
jumped
Cruise.
from one car to the other.
Yes.
Across the highway.
Yo, but don't hit me with the cap that it gets away with it and you like it, because I know you have not gone to the theater to watch Fast X, which is still in theaters. So I caught
I'm
you
not gonna go
cap-
see that movie.
Exactly.
Dude,
So
after
don't
Fast
cap-
Five.
For me,
But
Fast and the Furious.
I don't need to go
ended at
see
7.
it because Tom Cruise, like, he actually does those stunts. When he was
me, it
going
ended
onto
at
a
5.
plane, he actually did that. I doubt
I
Vin
think I-
Diesel was freaking swinging through
Do you
fucking
think I give a
cars.
fuck? Do you think I give a fuck that he did his own stunt? That doesn't make the movie any better.
I mean, it kind of does because
that makes him the GOAT.
It makes him it makes the movie at least have this sense of authenticity, right?
Oh, do you think Tom Cruise? You think Tom Cruise is an amazing actor?
I mean, he's a good actor, yeah.
I think he's good. Yeah.
You don't think he's an overrated actor? The way that people hype him up as like on the same level as like some of the elites, because he's not an elite actor. He's not an elite actor. He's not an elite.
Tad overrated.
I don't see people mention him. Do people really compare him to like somebody like Daniel Day-Lewis, or to somebody like do you see people like really suggest that?
Not that, but he's on that level of popularity is what I'm trying to say, as the DiCaprio.
He's been around for a while, dude.
I mean, in terms of popularity, yeah, I can understand that, but I don't see anybody actually say he's a better actor than Leonardo DiCaprio.
I will never understand why he's in the same level of popularity as the DiCaprios, the Daniel Day-Lewises, the Tom Hardy, even Tom Hardy. I think Tom Hardy's a way better than actor than Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but in terms of popularity, like, I mean, people like his movies. I mean, he made Top Gun, he made Mission Impossible,
Cillian Murphy is on another level than Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but Tom Cruise is more popular, and yeah, like the thing is like Top Gun, Mission Impossible, those are his franchises. He's the star of the franchise. Cillian Murphy, you can say he's a better actor, but like he's not the star of The Dark Knight. He's not the star. Like
It's Cillian.
Cillian, I'm gonna fuck. He's not the star of The Dark Knight. He's not the star of like he's the star of movies like obviously Oppenheimer, but that's recent. But like that, when was the last time he's been a main star? What happened?
Do you see me?
Yeah, we can see you. When was the last time Cillian Murphy was the star of a movie that made like a globally popular movie?
Yo, but But that's why I'm saying Mission Impossible is overrated. I don't go out of that movie theater thinking that shit's a banger, bro. It's overrated.
I've never gone to watch any of the movies. I don't really.
Of course, Jeremy.
I've seen them like at home and stuff, but I like them. I don't think they're.
I really like them.
They're not like the best movie in the world ever, but.
Jeremy, you haven't seen any of this. Like, stop. I don't know what you're trying to say. Like this guy's on your side. You haven't seen any of this. So how are you in his side?
Because I don't care for it. I don't fucking care about Tom Cruise. Fuck him.
Yeah, no, but
I'm just neutral.
Yeah, but you see, why are you saying fuck Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise did nothing. We're not saying fuck Tom Cruise. I'm just saying that his movies are overrated, and I don't understand it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like he's just like I haven't seen like that franchise, but like I don't know the other movies. Like,
you know what I like Tom Cruise in? Tropic Thunder. That's what I like Tom Cruise in. That's what I like Tom Cruise.
Funny. Yeah, I gotta rewatch that movie. It's been a while.
You're drinking crazy juice, Eric. Go to sleep, Grandpa.
I like Tom.
Hey, he's a nap.
Holy shit!
Fuck. I like him in The Mummy. I like him in The Mummy.
Oh, yo, because The Mummy was such a hit, right? The Mummy was such a hit, right?
Yo, movie.
You like The Mummy, right?
I don't like The Mummy. I don't like The Mummy. I'll admit that. But I love Mission Impossible. I love Top Gun. I love Minority Report. I love all that.
Top Gun was fire. Top Gun was fire.
Minority Report was so overrated, bro.
I hate you.
Preacher, bro.
I hate you, bro. You're good.
My phone.
No, you're good.
Stupid.
Fucking Christ, Eric. Holy shit.
It's ridiculous. He's so overrated. Everything he does is overrated. The Mummy was a flop, bro. As of Tomorrow, he dies multiple times. Nobody remembers that movie, bro.
But it's a good movie.
A lot of people talk, yeah.
It is not a good movie, bro. A good movie is a movie that you remember when time passes by. It is not a good movie, bro. It is not a good movie. You know what a good movie?
Tomorrow.
I rather.
You Good Man was pretty good.
All right.
What movie you said is a good movie, Jeremy?
Few Good Men. I watched it a long time.
Man, shut up! You ain't never seen Few Good Men. You probably saw 5 minutes. Stop capping, bro.
It's so good.
You did not see Few Good Men,
American Made, Cocktail.
Are you reading Google?
Jesus, look at this.
My favorite Tom Cruise movie is The Last Samurai. That shit made me cry. I like The Last Samurai. I'll give it to you.
Jesus.
That movie was a banger.
But I don't think Tom Cruise is a bad actor.
I don't think he's a bad. But I don't think he's a bad actor. I think he's a great actor. I just don't understand why he's on the same popularity level as these other actors.
Remember, he's been around for like.
He's been around for like 40 years.
For a while, dude. Yeah.
So as Liam Neeson, we don't love Liam Neeson the way we love Tom Cruise.
Because look at the movies he did.
Go give him that.
It's the same,
Go give him
it's the
that
same
thing back,
characters
bro.
now.
All right,
For me, the most overrated movie. I don't know why I saw it.
Oh my god,
I
please.
just didn't really understand.
I'm embracing it.
So it's one of the most popular movies made by the footlicker himself, Quentin Tarantino. Never fucking pronounce his last name. Quentin Tarantino.
Oh my god, don't.
Yeah.
So
Don't say it.
I'm gonna say it is gonna be the one that, you know, produced a lot of memes. I will give it that. I'm gonna say it, and it's gonna piss a lot of people off. I don't really care. I don't really care. Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction to me is so overrated. For me, I didn't like the pacing. I thought it was like, okay. People overhyped it to the point where it's like, okay, I've seen better movies, you know. Now I'm not saying, you know, that I'll watch, you know, Avatar or anything. See, look, Jeremy's mad. Everybody's quiet here. However, Pulp Fiction for me, I never was like, okay. I was like, all right, whatever. It's one of those movies where you watch it once in your life, and if it's on, I mean, you'll probably just like be skipping around, like, okay, whatever. I just never understood what was the whole thing of the movie. You know, what was the whole point of the movie? I saw it, I was just like, I don't know what I'm getting from this. Like, it goes to like these diner, then it goes to Samuel Jackson and John Travolta. Then it goes to Uma Thurman. Then they're dancing. Then they're this. And I don't understand it. I never understood what's so popular about this movie. The movie sucked for me. That's just for me, you know, like Footlicker himself, he might have produced a really good, you know, like movie that gave him a lot of money back.
Bro,
but
stop calling him the footlicker, bro. Because if
that's
I
what
was
he
in
is. He's a footlicker.
all right, but if I was in his position, I would have done the same thing though. They should be asking that about Lord of the Rings.
I think part of it has to do with the structure. I think the structure for that movie in particular is very unique. It's a movie that does come in chapters, so it starts obviously with each chapter has different people, but then by the end it all culminates into one. And it's very it is a movie that put him on the map.
For sure. I'm not denying that. That I'm not denying.
And there's also this element of like of
the casting is great too.
Right.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
but
I think it's more to do with the performance and the actual structure of the movie. And obviously the chemistry between everybody was great. I just think that there's also this element of like what's in the briefcase, and it's just a whole bunch of crazy shit's going on. The comedy is very it's very dirty, but it's also like in a way likable. Like you can watch that movie and just laugh at how ridiculous it gets. I remember watching it for the first time, like, why is it shot like this? But then by the end of the movie, it's like, oh, okay, this makes a lot of sense. We see a lot of characters return back, and it's just a movie that really just it's crazy. Like it's just that movie is just insane. It's just insane, like a 2-hour insane movie. But it's also a movie that really just talks about like people, like, are we good? Because there's a lot, like, the main characters aren't, like, none of these characters that we see in the movie are good people. Like, they're all pretty much assholes.
They're shitty people.
Pieces of shit.
They're
but that's
hitmen,
probably
diners, you know,
right.
like,
They're terrible people, but that's probably that's the reason why we like them, and I think that's what separates him as a director. Especially this movie at the time it came out, it separates this movie, and it's just it's really Quentin Tarantino, like, at his most pure. I don't want to say his best because I think there are better movies, but I think at his most pure, I think that is what Pulp Fiction is about. It's just him unfiltered, and that's why it's so great.
I mean, thank you for joining your favorite part of the neighborhood, the Cul-Ture-Sac. My name is Eric. You can find me on YouTube under the name The Puerto Reaper. To my left is one of my best friends, Jeremy, who I emotionally abused today, and I apologize for it.
Like you always do, but it's okay.
I just want to get more reactions out of you. You're such a good person.
Such a liar.
No, I always do it to get reactions out of you. I don't ever mean anything I tell you. I want you to know that I would never disrespect you. So just want to let you know how much I love you, and
me too.
I'm signing off. So Jeremy, sign off and pass it to the next person.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, guys. Please, thank you guys for all the support that you guys give us. A lot of things we're planning on doing, and that's gonna be on the way. So just look forward to that. I'm gonna be working on my YouTube video this weekend, my first YouTube video. So
yeah,
you guys updated on that. It's gonna be an NBA tier list video, so I'll be releasing more information on that. But this is Jeremy signing off. Thank you guys.
So this is me signing off. You guys can follow me obviously at Twitter and TikTok at DCS Marvel. You can also follow me, subscribe to me on YouTube at Marvel. I just released a video. Yeah, no, this is me signing out. I am tired.
Watch that video.
So this is me signing out. Brandon.
Yeah, guys, this is Brandon signing out. After this episode, I was definitely left like this motherfucker right here.
My king.
Our king, yeah. And just go follow Marble and Puerto Rico on YouTube, and just thanks for the
and please watch the Puerto Rico's new please watch the new video. It's great.
Watch
fantastic.
both of their latest videos. They're bangers.
It's fantastic.
But yeah, just thanks for the support.
For sure. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.